Honorius, the 82nd emperor of the Roman Empire, reigned from 395 to 423 AD, marking a period of significant decline for the Western Roman Empire. His reign occurred during a time of political instability, military crises, and internal divisions that foreshadowed the eventual fall of the empire. Despite his long reign, Honorius is often remembered for his ineffective leadership and his inability to address the mounting challenges facing the empire. Born in 384 AD, Honorius was the son of Theodosius I, the last emperor to rule a united Roman Empire, and the empress Aelia Flacilla. Honorius's early life was relatively uneventful, as he was raised in a world dominated by his powerful father. However, when Theodosius I died in 395 AD, the empire was divided between his two sons, with Honorius inheriting the Western Roman Empire and his brother Arcadius taking control of the Eastern Roman Empire. This division was part of the broader trend toward the fragmentation of the Roman world, which would ultimately weaken the empire. At the time of his ascension, Honorius was only 10 years old, and as a result, the actual governance of the empire was entrusted to a series of regents. The initial regent was the general Stilicho, who was a powerful military leader and a loyal supporter of the Theodosian family. Stilicho's leadership was critical during the early years of Honorius's reign, as the Western Empire faced a series of threats from both internal and external forces. During the first years of Honorius's rule, Stilicho was instrumental in defending the Western Empire from barbarian invasions. The most notable of these threats came from the Visigoths, led by their king Alaric I. Alaric had initially been a mercenary commander under the Roman Empire, but tensions between him and the Roman authorities led to his rebellion. In 401, Alaric and his forces attacked Italy, leading to a series of military campaigns in which Stilicho sought to repel the invaders. Stilicho's leadership was crucial in defending the empire against the Visigoths, and he even won several key victories. However, his political position became increasingly precarious, as he was unpopular with certain factions within the Roman aristocracy who resented his power and his barbarian heritage. Despite his military successes, Stilicho faced growing opposition from within the empire, and in 408 he was executed on charges of treason. His death marked the beginning of Honorius's direct rule, although his leadership remained weak. The weakening of imperial authority in the West was made painfully clear in 410 AD, when the Visigoths, under Alaric, successfully sacked Rome. This event shocked the Roman world, as it had been more than 800 years since the city had been conquered by an enemy. The sack of Rome was a symbol of the declining power of the Western Empire and highlighted Honorius's inability to effectively protect the heart of the empire. In the wake of the sack, Honorius was criticized for his apparent indifference to the disaster. He was reported to have been in his villa at Ravenna at the time of the sack, and his response to the event was seen as inadequate. The emperor's detachment from the crisis only deepened the perception of his ineffectiveness and further eroded confidence in his leadership. Throughout Honorius's reign, the Western Roman Empire faced a series of military threats from barbarian groups. In addition to the Visigoths, the empire had to contend with the Vandals, the Franks, and the Alans, among others. These groups were pushing into Roman territories and sacking cities, further destabilizing the empire's borders. In 409 AD, the usurper Constantine III declared himself emperor of the West, leading to a brief period of civil war. Constantine was ultimately defeated, but this further weakened the imperial authority and contributed to the chaos of the time. The Vandal threat became particularly pressing during the later years of Honorius's reign. In 429 AD, the Vandals, led by their king Genseric, crossed into North Africa and began to establish a powerful kingdom in the region. By 439, they had taken Carthage, one of the empire's most important cities, which was a devastating blow to the Western Empire's economy and military resources. Honorius died in 423 AD at the age of 38. His death marked the end of an era for the Western Roman Empire. After his death, the empire would continue to experience political instability, culminating in the eventual fall of the Western Roman Empire in 476 AD. Honorius was succeeded by the 11-year-old Valentinian III, who became emperor under the regency of his mother, Galla Placidia. Honorius's reign is often viewed as a time of decline for the Western Roman Empire. Despite inheriting a relatively stable empire, his lack of strong leadership and his reliance on ineffective regents left the empire vulnerable to external threats and internal division. The sack of Rome in 410 AD, in particular, remains one of the most significant markers of the empire's collapse, and Honorius's failure to effectively respond to this crisis contributed to the sense of decline that pervaded the later years of the empire. In the end, Honorius is remembered less for his achievements than for his inability to address the many challenges facing the empire. His reign was marked by political infighting, military defeats, and a growing inability to maintain control over the empire's vast territories. While he was emperor for nearly 3 decades, his legacy is largely one of failure in the face of adversity, as the Western Roman Empire continued its slide toward collapse. Honorius, the 82nd emperor of the Roman Empire, ruled during a time of great turmoil and instability. His reign was characterized by ineffective leadership, military defeats, and internal divisions that would contribute to the eventual fall of the Western Roman Empire. Though he reigned for nearly 3 decades, Honorius is often remembered as a weak ruler who was unable to address the challenges facing his empire. His legacy is a testament to the difficulties faced by the Western Roman Empire in the early 5th century and the eventual collapse of one of the most powerful civilizations in history.